All right, here is part 2 of Module 17 lesson.
Okay, we're going to do a few more of these problems. I'm going to start up here with number 2. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to get this written down. But I'm going to just go ahead and get started. Again, feel free to pause if you need to. I'm going to start by looking at my divisor, which is 70. Well, 70 is, I don't really even need to round that to anything really in particular. I'm just going to keep it at 70 because it's a pretty easy number. I can divide by 7s. So that 70, I'm going to keep it at 70. Why not? Keep it at 70, pretty easy. Now I'm going to look at, though, my chart, and I'm going to look for something that 7 can easily go into that's around 149. Now, it doesn't have to be 149. If I add some zeros, if I make this 150, I can make it 140. Doesn't really matter. I just want to get it around that 149-ish mark that 70 can easily go into. So looking at my 7s, I go 7, 14, 21, 28. Well, that's 14. 7 can go into 14. 149 is close to 140. So I'm going to round that, I'm going to estimate that 149 to 140. Because I know 7 can go into 14. Now all I have to do is cross out the zeros that they share. 7 can go into 14 2 times. And there are no zeros left over. So 149 divided by 70 is approximately 2. It's approximately 2. Okay? Alright, going to go ahead and go down to question 3. Again, if you need to pause it, please go ahead and do so. Now, I just want to reiterate, we're not following standard rounding rules. We're not following the standard 5 or more, raise the score, 4 or last letter rest. We're not following those basic rules. Instead, we are following what is easiest for us on this chart. Okay? So here I have 427 divided by 58. I'm going to start by looking at my divisor. What can I easily round that to? Well, I can easily round that to 60. Okay, I'm going to easily round that to 60. Okay, now I'm going to look at my chart, at my 6s, and see what can 6 go into that's around 427, or around maybe 420, because I can make that a 0 at the end. So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Ooh, it can go into 42 7 times. So I'm gonna change 427 to 420 because 427 is pretty close to 420, and I know that 60 can go into 420 fairly simple. I said that wrong. 60 can go into 420 easily. There we go. I'm going to cross out the zeros they share. 6 can go into 42 7 times, and there are no zeros left over. So 427 divided by 58 is approximately 7. Okay? We have just one more. Just one more. Okay. I have 293 divided by 420. I'm sorry. I have 293 divided by 42. I've been talking way too long, and I'm making some mistakes. All right. Looking at that 42, I'm going to round that just to 40. Let's make that simple. Just round that to 40. Okay. Now I'm looking at 293. What can my 4 go into that's close to 293? So I'm looking at my 4 at 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Oh, I could go into 28 or 32. Those are both close to 293. If you chose 32, that is fine. I'm going to choose 28. So I'm going to change this 293 to 280. Okay. Again, I just selected a number that 40 can easily go into. I want to make this easy on myself. Now I'm going to cross out the zeros they share. 4 can go into 28 7 times, and there are not any zeros left over. So my final quotient is going to be 7. 7. All right, down here, my debrief. I just want you to think to yourself, do we follow our typical rounding rules when estimating for division? Why or why not? Okay, that's just your question. Do we follow our typical 5 or more, raise the score. 4 or less, let it rest. We follow those typical rules when estimating for division. Why or why not? That's our question for today. Just want you to think about that. I already answered that question for you guys during this lesson, but I want you to think about that and kind of sit on it as you're going through your work. All right, friends, that is all for my video today. This was a long video. You do have a worksheet that goes with this attached to the Google Classroom assignment. If you have any questions, please, 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 please message me. All right, good luck. Take care.